This is a special edition of the THPP Network, where we are breaking down some heavy social commentary on the culture, combat sports, and self-improvement, but we're going to focus on the elephant in the room, what everyone's talking about. So, of course, we have to react to it, is the R. Kelly verdict. Now, we know that we've been on R. Kelly's neck for years, which Scott's one of Scott's best thumbnails that he made with R. Kelly.
He gave me a golden shower on that thumbnail.
Yeah, with golden shower on the thumbnail, which I want to say, you know, people sleeping on your thumbnail skills, dude, and people sleeping on your editing skills too. But the reason why we look the way we look is because you put in that work behind the scenes. I may do too much of the talking, but you do too much of the editing. So thank you very much. But R. Kelly, the verdict comes down today, and the interesting part about this whole thing, and what I want to get your reaction to, is what he was convicted of, right? Okay. So if sorry, struggling already with my voice, a little hoarse, a little sick, so that's why we're not in the same place. So one of the biggest things is that if I said, Scott, R. Kelly got busted, what would you think he got busted for?
Something that involves the child prawn industry, something like that type of stuff, because of his past.
Whizzing on a child, basically. Yeah.
What's that?
Whizzing on a child.
Yeah. So let's use code words because the algorithm here.
Child. You know, we thinking we talk about some prawns.
Yeah, a lot
of seafood. Maybe even some scallops.
Just to give you a heads up too, is actually one of my biggest all-time crushes was Aaliyah. And then of course, you know, she passed on, and then I kind of got away from the celebrity crushes because, like, you know, once baby girl went to heaven, and it was like devastating. But what was more devastating than that was that she was married to R. Kelly at one point.
Scott like more black women than Robert than Bobby De Niro, right? Every time you hear Scott talk about somebody, Aaliyah, Holly Berry, Buddha.
It's all his undercover stuff. But yeah, like just from that, like he has an extensive rap sheet with fiddling girls, underage girls,
and I, for one, I think it's absolutely disgusting. But interesting enough, he got busted for a RICO charge for federal racketeering and the Mann Act, or sex trafficking.
Mm-hmm.
And so
and that's going from state to state, right?
The Mann Act is taking a woman from state to state for nefarious actions. Blackjack Johnson, my boxing hero, he was arrested for that because he had a white wife, and they said you can't take that white woman from Chicago to New York.
Because he married that woman that he was accused of sex trafficking.
Yeah, but she was a prostitute with that.
She was, but they still got married, though, right? So not only that they still got married, but of course those laws were built to do their things to the black community. So
100%. Back in the day, we said we don't. I mean, you know, in the 90s, we don't love them hoes, but Blackjack Johnson was like, we love them hoes. Anyway,
he even made a song, Blackjack Johnson. Anyway, let's get back to this R. Kelly.
Back to this, we don't have a lot of time. So, he some of the things that he was found guilty of, and one of the things was that he wasn't found guilty for the sex with the minors or the sexual acts himself, because my understanding is the statute of limitations had expired on the ones they could prove. And so since the ones that
they had videotape of him doing those things. See, I know enough, but I don't know all the details.
Right.
So,
well, the shit came out when you was 8. Damn.
So, like, with all the different the people that have seen the videotapes and that have been circulating around, how come that the statute of limitations ran out without any prosecution?
Well, there was an original R. Kelly trial, and he was found not guilty. He was found not guilty on the original trial, right? And the way he was found not guilty was because the people who they said the tape was, they said R. Kelly didn't do it. Well, interesting enough, what they found out is that there's a whole network of intimidation, paying people off, that to get those to get those people to say he wasn't guilty. And so since he's already been tried for it, it's kind of like government didn't do a good enough job and a good enough investigation. And so now they had going forward, it's my understanding that R. Kelly is going to get in trouble for not the act, but what he did to cover up the act after it. And so that's very, and it happens a lot. A lot of times, like the initial act is not bad, right? Or I mean, because honestly, if R. Kelly got caught having sex with a 17, 16-year-old, it's statutory. 14, 15-year-old, it's having sex with a minor. It could be, 14 having sex with a minor. I think when you cross 15 or 16 in Illinois, it turns into statutory rape. If he would have got caught with that, it's going to be a lot less time. It wasn't going to be 25 to life. RICO charges carry a 25 to life off jump, according to the judge. And there's the Mann Act too, which says that he was transporting women, not minors, women from place to place for nefarious actions. And my understanding,
with the women, were they underage women, or is it?
No, they were of 18. They were 18 years old, and 18 and 21 years old. He had them in a hotel that he paid for, and that they would just be there to service him sexually whenever he wanted. But so then
he put, sorry, like criminal 101. You don't put things in your name if you're gonna do something like that heinous. Like, what is going on there?
Well, I think that what we're gonna find out by just talking about this and seeing how he got caught is that R. Kelly's not an intelligent person. I mean, he's and surviving R. Kelly, which we reacted to years ago. It came out that he was illiterate, and it's my belief that the man's illiterate. And I also, like Nick Cannon said, talking to him was like talking to a 14 or 15-year-old when Nick Cannon was 18 or 19. And so, you know, whenever that happens, it's very obvious. It's very obvious that he's not a smart person. His handlers and his brother and people who allowed that to happen should also be arrested. And I can't wait to see the cascade of state charges that's going to follow from this now. It would be my hope that that whole enterprise will be taken down. But as far as the feds go, once you get to top, you can't snitch on nobody. Like, he's the top of the food chain, so not like he can snitch down. Now, something else that, like, it was found out, I want to go back to those ladies. The reason why he was able to go from place to place with those ladies. I mean, the reason why he got the Mann Act, because he took them on tour with him, basically, across state lines. I think he even took them out of the country. Huh?
He still does tours?
Well, he was back in the day. He's not doing tours now.
Okay.
But I mean,
so you're telling me that, see, I'm really coming from not knowing as much.
Okay, well, understand that this is a 25-year investigation.
So that's what I'm trying to lead up to, is that
Right.
This is a 25-year investigation because they couldn't get him for the other acts. So I know what you were talking about when, like, let's say the mafia, right? Actually, Valuetainment did an episode with the guy that was head of the finance that was basically.
Oh yeah, Michael Franchise.
They couldn't get him for specific crimes. So what they did was they built a case, like you said, for about 25 years, like R. Kelly, and then they pinned him with other crimes and then attacked him financially.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. And so with R. Kelly, they couldn't get R. Kelly with sex trafficking. Excuse me. They got sex trafficking. Forgive me. They couldn't get R. Kelly with sex with a minor or child pornography or anything like that. Which he is going to be charged with child pornography. He is going to be charged with He is going to be charged with these other crimes, but it's going to come on a state level back in Illinois or Minnesota. He still has to do time and go to trial for that. So he's going to be in the criminal justice system probably for the rest of his life. Now, just going back to the RICO charge, right? Because we already established that he's taking people across state lines, violating the Mann Act. For the RICO charge, one of the things he did was saying that he had some prawn scallop pictures that he was going to expose on social media of some folks to get them to sign an NDA or sign that he did not actually have that with him.
who was he trying to expose?
Well, some of the people that he had relations with. So back in the day, he said, hey, well, I do have these pictures of this person and my network will leak it online. So that was one of the things he did.
So were these people underage or were they of age?
I believe they were of age, because if they were underage, it would be the child thing.
Yeah, because I'm like, this guy's really not that smart. I mean, he's really
yeah. But what he was doing was he was also trying this because people know things. And so that's why it's a network. Just think of a spider web. He's at the center and everybody here knows stuff. So he has to have people from the outside in suppress every layer until they get close to him. So that's what's really going on. So that was one of the things. Basically, out of the 12 items for a RICO charge, I heard like 10 of them that they found him guilty for. Now, only thing I really hate is a lack of accountability that people have because R. Kelly's a celebrity.
Maybe R. Kelly did urinate on this woman, but America urinated on R. Kelly. Oh.
And to this point, people are still trying to hold on to that celebrity bullshit.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, all that needs to be said is this.
So one of the things that I noticed, I was in a Kevin Samuels fan group. And the biggest thing is that they have a picture of Hugh Hefner prays R. Kelly crucified. And so I was trying to figure out what the hell, like what was your reaction to that? Like, what's going on, right? Yeah. Like what did Hugh Hefner do? And so then I asked a question. I said, well, what happened? They said Hugh Hefner filmed somebody or took pictures of somebody when they were 10. And then I said, well, and I was curious. I was like, maybe I missed something. Did he
well, for me, it's like, what do you have to substantiate those claims? Are you just becoming part of the peanut gallery of the internet? A bunch of different things without verifying and validating the actual validity of this comment that you're putting out there for everyone to see?
Well, the problem is that when you ask a follow-up question, people want to crucify you right away. So my question was, well, did he do something with them? And they were like, what kind of question is that, Negro? You're a sellout, this and that. And I'm like, well, and then I was like, well, all right, so the fact still remains, did he do something though? Because that's what
wait. They're calling you a sellout because you're
I have to question
R. Kelly? Like
because they're calling me a sellout for asking a question because they're telling me that Hugh Hefner did something as bad as R. Kelly, which these idiots don't even know what R. Kelly was convicted of, by the way, because I went back and did the research after that. But they're saying that, well, R. Kelly, underage children, Hugh Hefner, same thing. And what I'm saying is like, well, hold on a second. I didn't know about that. Seems like I would have. I mean, they're trying to Playboy today. And so I would say like, well, let me know what's going on. And what happened was when I read up on it, it was about a famous celebrity, Brooke Shields.
Hey, Grover. So what you're trying to tell me is you're doing critical thinking.
That's what I always do.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
It was about Brooke Shields, right? And I said, well, hold on.
Blue Lagoon and
Blue Lagoon, Lolita. She filmed Lolita when she was 10. A photographer sold some pictures to Playboy, I believe it was.
It wasn't Playboy. It was a second tier of Playboy that
right.
Did nude or whatever. This is not me trying to say like, oh, we're condoning this shit or anything like that. I'm just trying to give you the facts of what I read briefly.
Well, so, no, when I read it, what I read was I was really curious of why I didn't hear about it. And actually, the only reason why this even came up is because the mother, when Brooke Shields was doing the Blue Lagoon,
No, she wasn't doing Blue Lagoon. This was before she was famous.
So I know it was before she was famous, but the mother sued to get control of the pictures because she didn't want it to come out again when Brooke Shields was doing Blue Lagoon because she felt it would hurt her image. And she said that this prawn stuff would hurt her image, right? And what
and not only that, too, the photographer that took it, that basically her mother signed the rights over to the photographer, was profiting off of the image,
right?
Selling it over to Playboy's subsidiary, other magazine that I forgot what the name is. I'll probably link the graphic right here that you'll see.
Yeah.
And then she basically was exactly what you said. The mother of Brooke Shields said exactly what you said.
And it went all the way to the New York Supreme Court. And you know what the New York Supreme Court said about those photos?
What did they say?
Gigantic idiots. You stupid belly crawling R. Kelly stans who just want to be the Piper's little whore. What's going on? And what the I got you, didn't I? I got you a little, just a little. Anyway, what the Supreme Court said. Oh, this what the Supreme Court said was this simply, that only a perverted mind would find these pictures prawn. The bottom line is that it was kept under freedom of speech. That's what it was kept under. It was kept under freedom of speech and freedom of expression. It was kept there because the mother had no problem getting the money for the pictures when the pictures were taken. What the mother had a problem with,
Say that again. Say that again.
Mother had no problem getting the money for the pictures when the pictures were taken. But what happened was the mother didn't want to see someone else making money off the pictures when the child star started taking off. And so
basically she flipped around and reversed it by saying oh, now it's prawn. So we got to take these pictures down, and I need to have the rights for this picture.
Exactly, because accountability has always been kryptonite to people, and it was kryptonite to the mother too. Now, just going through a couple of other stupid, idiotic comments that I sent you, right? We have one person who, I'm not going to say that individual's name, but don't forget about Elvis. She was 14 when he married her, and he was 26, right? And this is just people not understanding laws and not understanding the times and trying to look now and look back. So first thing that you have to see that in Elvis and Lisa Marie's diary, he said he met her, and when he married her before he went over to war, he didn't touch her until she was 18. Do I believe that or do I not believe that?
Okay.
I don't know. But what I'm saying is that they both said that. But even that fact that Lisa Marie's parents gave consent for her to be married.
Consent, yeah.
So we have to stop acting like things that are totally different are the same. And this is the problem. And this is why accountability is like kryptonite. And I'm going to speak directly to as I did in that group and as I did in all the groups I was in today, I spoke directly to a majority of Black people saying, listen, do not say it's not fair. No one cares it's not fair. I mean, one thing that I can tell you about the way I grew up and where I grew up, the way my family raised me, things aren't fair. So keep your ass out of trouble. We should be on R. Kelly's neck. R. Kelly shouldn't have sold a record. He shouldn't be able to go on tour. He shouldn't have been able to do anything until he got help.
His songs are fire, though.
Not only are they fire,
I can fly.
Oh, if you ever sing again, it's over. Not only are the songs fire, but like people are totally and completely, and I say totally and completely won over by it. But the bottom line is that we have to call out bad behavior and we have to take accountability. And so, that's really what I wanted to do. It's like accountability is like kryptonite to these motherfuckers. It's amazing.
Well, okay. So, but I want you to focus on the celebrity worship shit. Because, I want to say something, but I want to hear it coming from your mouth on what you think about this celebrity worship coming from these fans approving or somehow standing behind this behavior by R. Kelly because he was a celebrity.
It's simplistically simping for people who give a fuck about them. Simpletons, simplistically simping. That's a lot of S's. Like, I see people always in the manosphere saying, don't simp for a woman. I see people say, don't simp for a single mom. You take care of her kids, you simp. You can't be a high value man. These motherfuckers are simping and standing for someone who they're never going to meet. They're never even going to meet.
Oh, are you talking about like simply standing like a couple of people that appear in our comment section after the whole Fresh and Fit?
Oh my God. These motherfuckers are so
it's crazy. Fans are like,
and I'm sitting there talking to them like, motherfucker, Fresh and Fit don't give a fuck about you. Like they don't give a fuck about me. And we're just reporting on what we've seen. Just like if somebody came and we had a big show and there was like, well, Grover was telling these female
pros.
Nah. Did it freeze?
I'm good now.
All right. So it'd be like, well, Grover was telling these females that they, in order for them to come on the show, he got to smash. People need to talk shit about that, call that out. And I think I said, and I know you said that, hey, if they course correct, they should be successful. They're at 400K again. Good for them. And it seems like they're not being as sensational. They shouldn't be doing that dumb shit. They should have a manager booking their talent. They shouldn't have to, you shouldn't be smashing your talent. If they keep doing it, they're going to get in trouble again, because that's the way the business world works. I mean, shit, Chris Cuomo just got Me Too'd for 2005, grabbing his boss's ass. And she said she just wanted to bring it up. And Chris Cuomo acted like he the Me Too champion. He got Me Too'd. Now CNN, Chris Cuomo.
Chris Cuomo.
Cuomo.
Who's his brother?
The governor who just left office.
All right, so that's why I was trying to wrap my head around this. Wait,
yeah.
The Governor Cuomo got himself in trouble. Now Chris Cuomo got
yeah.
Oh, where have I been? I've been living under a rock. Wait, what the fuck?
Just be editing. That's how you just be editing videos. That's all he did. So check it out. Bottom line is this hero worship, this not understanding that people put their pants on one leg at a time. Look, man, there's people that I've met before, and I've been totally, I met Ice-T in Vegas. Ice-T was my favorite rapper at the time because, it was years ago. He's still one of my favorite rappers. And I was like, oh shit, Ice-T. He was by himself. I walked up, I shook his hand. We had a conversation. He signed an autograph for my boy, Big Rob. And I called him on my brick phone that cost me like $7,000. And he talked to my friend. Ice a cool motherfucker, right? I was super happy, like Ice-T's the man. But guess what? If Ice-T did some fuck shit, I would have to call it out for doing fuck shit.
Call out bad behavior.
I mean, you got to call out bad behavior. You don't need to. And you know what? I always say you don't need to cancel people, but R. Kelly is canceled as fuck because he's going to prison.
All right. So I remember Rayshawn, she was actually left in one of the comment section about like certain people do need to be canceled. And you know how we were saying like there shouldn't be a canceling of basically you shouldn't be canceled for your content. But at the same time, I think you can cross a certain line. Like at one point, you're crossing the line, and then the cancellation actually starts to make sense.
Well, I mean, this is one of those situations where it makes sense. I'm gonna tell you one thing though. I almost can look at R. Kelly and looking at his history and saying, "Hey, he got caught. Sorry it took so long,
bro. Footage.
I'm sorry it took so long for him to get justice brought to him, right? But what I can't excuse is all those people, that lady who was like paying for his bail, those people who were like standing for him, all of that stuff. The people right now in comment sections who are just, and I sent you the links of them so you could see it, right? Those people in the comment sections who are like, well, what about this person? Well, what about that person? All of the what abouts shut the entire.
Yeah, whataboutisms.
Shut the fuck up while you're shutting the fuck up, and go somewhere and shut the fuck up. There's no reason to do a what about it. What you should do, and I hate to be so vulgar, but what you should do is absolutely understand that if you really want your community to rise up, then you need to hold yourselves accountable into a higher standard. Because one thing that's true, and this is true about your grandparents and my grandparents, every picture they took, they were dressed nice. Every picture they took when back in the day, they were wearing the best they could for a flippin' picture. And they believed in family structure. And the man was the head of the household, but the woman was a support structure. And I'm not saying that it has to be 100% a man's his way or the highway. But what I'm saying is that it seems like as far as family structure goes, as far as family staying together, this stuff wouldn't have went on like this. And I mean, I'm not saying that this abuse wouldn't have happened. I'm saying that there would be no worship, no hero worship of the abuser. There would be no what ifs, because with that strong foundation of morality, you say, he's messed up. He got to go. Yeah. Won't let it happen to you. Back in the day, and this is the last thing I'll say, because I know we're all busy and I have like 3 seconds of voice left. My voice is horrible. I'm hoarse, Back in the day, when we used to do something wrong, it was like a Chris Rock skit. Somebody come out of nowhere. That's 5 years. Don't do it, bro. Mm-hmm. My homeboy, Big Rob, Joe Morales, we'd be doing something. He'd be like, no. Don't do that, dude. You're going to get some time behind that. You know, I was mad. Somebody had did something to me. They stole something from me, and I picked up a brick. I wanted to hit this dude in the head with a brick. I was so mad. All of my boys grabbed me and said, "That's going to put you in jail." That's how the community had to hold you accountable. And if you did something, especially to an elder, man, people turned their back on you. If you did something to a kid, people turned their back on you. It was no ifs, ands, or buts. There was no sitting there saying, oh, what about this person? Now, think about how stupid this sounds, that if you found out that somebody was doing something to your neighbor's kid, you wouldn't say, well, what about the dude down the street that's doing something to his kid? Mm-hmm. It's stupidity.
And not only that, too, is also not knowing the full facts, and you're throwing in different scenario situations that
apples to oranges.
What's that?
People comparing apple to oranges. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Apple to oranges, as well as not even knowing the full story of what they're trying to bring in to prove their point, to counter the other point. It just doesn't make any sense. It's like, know the full facts first. And in fact, with you knowing all the facts or not knowing all the facts, you shouldn't even bring that in and be focusing on what you can do for yourself and how you can improve your situation and be holding people accountable, especially people like R. Kelly.
100%. You should see the comment sections, man. I didn't have time to screenshot it all and send it to you, but it was like, well, Donald Trump did some stuff. What about Bill Clinton? It's like, oh my God. Can y'all just hold this man accountable and take.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's like you're bringing all this other shit, right? Number one, you don't know the full facts. Number two is like, what does that even? He still did something wrong. He still fucked up. He still pissed on whatever he fucking did. All that shit that he did.
Exactly.
Like, who gives
to your special place? Close your eyes, show me your face. I'm gonna piss on it.
The fuck about his celebrity when he did wrong, and it's been proven, and it's been shown, and it's been circulated.
And not only who gives, but understand this: after that tape was circulated, he was still multi-platinum selling because people got that hero worship. Mm-hmm. No character. Anyway, man, thank you for hopping on and rocking with me with this one. I just wanted to get that out there, and I wanted to get your reaction on some of that stuff. Like, do you believe that this fool was actually telling people, well, look, I got some dirty pictures of you. I'll put it on the internet if you don't sign this. It's like, man.
Well, you know what? I mean, he got himself, in a sense, this demigod complex. Basically, he's thinking that since he got away with it once already, why can't he get away with it again? And in fact, the people that are celebrating his celebrity is worshiping him to a point where he's getting all this confirmation bias. He's getting all this adulation, all this praise, and he thinks he can't be touched. And guess what? He got touched. Yeah. It might definitely get touched now when he drops that bar of soap in the shower. So I'm just anyway.
So only thing I got to say now is I want you folks to like and subscribe on YouTube. Thanks for rocking with us. Thanks for rocking with our struggle streaming. Shout out to the lead attorney, struggle streaming already. I know how you feel. Thanks for hopping on the Zoom with me, Scott. It's always nice to get your opinion and collaborate with you. Where can they find you at?
You're going to see all the different graphics that come up right up here.
T.
Yeah, I'm not really on IG much, but here, check all the graphics, check out the description and the links. Man, you're going to see that we now have all our social media accounts for the TIP Network at TIP Network.
I know
we're one thing. Eventually, we'll also have our YouTube channel turn into TIP Network as well, but YouTube's doing some upgrades on their end and the back end.
Right.
And now I've just created a new Twitter account where I'm going to eventually share that with you as soon as I can. And then we'll be more active on Twitter. So,
hold on. What's that? You ain't gonna Twitter me. I swear you with your pointer finger. But hey, you can find. I tried to alley-oop your social media. Thanks for shitting on it. Anyway, you can follow me on the gram at I am Gorilla1. I am active. I share at least once a day all of our videos. We will start live streaming on all platforms as soon as we get around to it. We're not in a hurry, but we're in a hurry. So
our goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers. And once we hit that goal, then we're going to go into the next phase of start doing live streaming. And you're going to see some different changes happening to the show. And we are happy that you are watching us. giving us attention and joining us on the ride to the THPP Network's
Right on the tip.
road to success.
Last thing I want to say, and this is very serious. I want to give healing vibes to Mediocre Tutorials and Review. Was diagnosed with testicular cancer. Took a lot of balls to tell the world that. Went into surgery. I don't know how the surgery went. Of course, it's none of our business. I don't know the brother personally. I am totally inspired by folks' work like himself. I think Anton Daniels did a great thing this morning, just giving people the roses, saying all of these folks who just do great work. And I just want to say, you know, I hope the brother gets well. I want to thank Scott for just taking a ride with me every time we do it. And just, you know, let's just keep grinding, folks. Let's keep working on our purpose. A person without a purpose is a fool. And that's the bottom line. All right, man. You got something to say?
I mean, you basically said it. Well, here, I'm going to say this. I usually say this on my other channel. Invest in your self-development, your personal development, which means you develop skills so you can be hired by a job or create your own business or even start a YouTube channel. Then follow your passions, develop those passions because your personal development and your passions will be kind of aligned together. And then go after one goal, your purpose, and then mutually success follows.
All right. And booty in your face. We out.
Peace.
To your special place, close your eyes, show me your face. I'm gonna piss on it, I'll pee on you. It's a water party.